You there, Asif? Can you hear us?
Isn't she lovely? I think I'm on the spectrum, bro. I got ADD, bro. That's
Yeah,
why.
you're on the spectrum. It's okay,
Oh,
though. We're free. Hello?
are you?
Hello,
Oh,
hello.
yeah. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Welcome back. So, listen, Asif, we've been discussing salvation in Islam and how basically that the way that you get salvation is from it's determined, predetermined by Allah. There's nothing you can do. You have no free will in it. You only believe because Allah wills for you to believe. It's not up to you. And the bad deeds that you do is because Allah misguides you. Is that your understanding of it, or do you have something different?
Yeah, kind of, but to a certain extent. I believe that the determination is a descriptive, not prescriptive knowledge, and we do have free will. That's why there is evil in the world. If we didn't have free will, that would mean uh, it would give credence to the problem of evil. So that's what I have in my understanding.
Okay. So with people that are who go to the hellfire, they are predetermined by Allah to go to the hellfire.
Yep.
These are people who do bad deeds, wrong deeds. People who go to paradise, they're determined by Allah to do the good deeds they do, and it's by His predestination that they go to paradise. So the people who are being punished in hellfire are being punished by actions that are not their fault, but Allah is the one who put them there by His will, and He made them do what they did. You think that's just? Is that okay?
Yeah, young man, I appreciate your respectful young man. I pray God bless you. Uh, so it seems like you can have a good conversation. So what you just said about free will, have you read the Quran? Because what he's asking you is, okay, this is what the Quran says. Do you believe it? You said you believe in free will, but does the Quran support your position? Because I gave him an article, but I just sent him another one. This
no?
one is really damaging. This one I sent you.
Okay.
This one goes with the other article. Why? Because it tells you that there were even Christians at the time of Umar. When Umar said that Allah predestines everything, a Christian said that's unfair, that's unjust. That was the response of the Christian. What do you mean that Allah has predestined everything, even those who go to heaven and hell? He goes, that's unjust. So if you open the article, so what we're asking you is, have you read those verses in the Quran as well as the Hadith where Muhammad said everything's predestined, even the evil you do? Even the evil you do is predestined. Even your faith is predestined. Even your choice of becoming Muslim is predestined. Do you believe that?
Yeah, I believe in the foreknowledge. And
That's foreknowledge.
what's the
You're
issue with
confusing foreknowledge. Let me explain what you're arguing like someone who in the Christian tradition would be an Arminian, provisionist, or Catholic Orthodox, that God knows what you will do, right? But He hasn't predestined the things you do. According to the Quran and the Sunnah, Sunni Islam, it is not Allah knows what you will do when He creates you. It's Allah has already ordained and programmed you to do the things you do. See the difference?
Okay.
Now,
So
before I show you the narrations, if you go all the way to the bottom of the article, you're going to see the quote. Now, guys, this is from Sunni sources. Right there, you see it. Okay. Right there, Kitab al-Athar of Imam Abu Hanifa. Now, if you guys don't know who Abu Hanifa is a renowned Muslim scholar, and there's an Islamic school of jurisprudence attributed to him, what they call madhab. Madhab, you have Hanafi, Shafi'i, you have Maliki, and you have Hanbali. Kitab al-Athar of Imam Abu Hanifa, in the book of Iman, notice it's affirmation of the decree, Qadr, page 223. Now, I gave you the article, Brother Saban, pass it on to others. Here, number 388. Muhammad said, Abu Hanifa informed us from Abdul Ala at-Taymi, from his father, that Omar ibn al-Khattab, this is now the second caliph. Everyone listen, especially you Sunni Muslims. Omar ibn al-Khattab said while delivering the khutbah, if you guys don't know what khutbah is, that's the Friday sermon after Jummah prayer. So when you gather and you pray, then the Imam will come up and give you a speech, khutbah. The people at Al-Jabiyya, guys, Christians, notice what Christians believed at the time of Umar. When he said in his khutbah, Allah misleads whomever he wills and guides whomever he wills. One of those priests, Christian, said, what does the Amir al-Mu'mineen, the leader of the believers, say? They said, he says, Allah misleads whomever he wills and guides whomever he wills. And he, the Christian priest, said, that is upside down. Allah is too just to mislead anyone. That saying of his reached Umar ibn al-Khattab, and he said, now look, this is the second caliph. If he gets Islam wrong, then you're going to get it right. Right? And he said, on the contrary, Allah has misled you. Well, you like that? Huh? If it were not for your covenant, I would have struck off your head. You're shocked to read that, brother?
I'm not shocked, but I like his answer. He's not going to refute him. Matter of fact, Allah misled you, man. And if it wasn't for his misleading, y'all would have been struck you. That's a tough response, man. That's a tough response. Wow.
So my question to you, young man, this is just one of many. And this is Abu Hanifa. He's not a joke. You know about the madhab. You have the madhab of Abu Hanifa. It's called Hanafi. Okay. Here he is, and he's quoting Omar ibn al-Khattab. Not some joke. And we already gave Bukhari and we gave the Quran. We'll come back to it. He says it's not what Allah foreknows that Allah sees. It is Allah has already predestined whether he will misguide you or whether he will guide you astray. All right. Do you agree with this?
What I get from the quote that Allah misleads whomever he wills and guides whomever he wills is that when person does evil, Allah forgoes his attachment to him. He does not hold on to him anymore. On the contrary, to the mu'mineen who are very righteous, and in the Quran it's mentioned that those who are righteous, those who are very pious, they are never even oppressed because Allah is always with them. So I interpret the misleading that way, that Allah forgoes any help towards that person. It's not like misleading, like forcing.
Yeah.
It's like foregoing the help.
I'm sorry, I thought you were finished. No, that's not what the Quran and the Sunnah says. It says the opposite of what you said. So I appreciate you're giving me your interpretation, but I'm going strictly with the Quran and the Sunnah. And since I don't think you're Quran only, right? If you want to go to the Islamic predestination article, you're not Quran only, right? You believe in the Sunnah?
Yeah, I believe the Quran and the Sunnah, and
the Sunnah
with
just
the interpretation of the first three generations.
Yeah, okay. Then, I just gave you Umar ibn al-Khattab when the Christian argued your position. Christian argued your position. Allah doesn't mislead anyone. Meaning, how can you say that Allah misleads people and guides whom he wills? Because it's not the context Allah misleads evildoers, because no Christian would have a problem with God allowing you and handing you over the desires of your heart. The Christian understood Omar saying, and I'm going to show it to you, this is Omar's interpretation. No, Allah has already chosen. I'm going to misguide Avery because I've created him to fill hell with him. but I'm going to guide you because I have been pleased to create you for Jannah. So you're arguing the Christian position who oppose Umar ibn al-Khattab. You're not arguing Umar ibn al-Khattab's position, nor are you arguing Muhammad's position, because as he opens the article, Islamic predestination, you'll see that according to your prophet, Allah has already predestined even the adultery you commit. Even the adultery you commit, he's predestined.
Here's the article right here, Samuel. You want to scroll?
Okay, I don't see it. Okay, now what you do is, now you read that, but let's go scroll down, go down, because I know when I say down, you think up. You're going to see where I show that Allah even predestines evil. Right there. Right there. Okay. Narrated Ibn Abbas. This is now Sahih Bukhari, Volume 8, Book 77, number 6. Is it 609?
Yeah.
609. My eyes, any glasses. Now watch. This is Bukhari. You said you follow Sunnah. Narrated Ibn Abbas. I did not see anything so resembling minor sins as what Abu Hurairah said from the Prophet, who said, Allah has written for the son of Adam his inevitable share of adultery, whether he is aware of it or not. Allah wrote your inevitable share of adultery. You got to do it because it's written for you. And it doesn't say because he foreknew, because it makes no sense that Allah wrote the inevitable share of adultery, because how is it inevitable if it's something you choose?
Right.
And then that's confirmed in the next narration. Well, let me read the rest of it. The adultery of the eye is the looking at something which is sinful to look at. And the adultery of the tongue is to utter what it is unlawful to utter. And the inner self wishes and longs for adultery. And the private parts turn that into reality, refrain from submitting to temptations. What it's saying is, Allah has predestined whether you're going to carry it out or not. But he's predestined you to want adultery and use your tongue to entice someone to commit adultery, but then he has decided whether you're going to act upon it or not. That's why in the next hadith, Sahih Muslim, book 33, number 6421, verily Allah has fixed the very portion of adultery which a man will indulge in and which he of necessity must commit. That doesn't sound like what you were saying. So do you accept this?
Yeah, again, I interpret like your interpret with my interpretation that I do feel people do feel that they have free will, and they don't actively think that Allah has caused injustice to me and Allah is forcing me to do it. People don't think like that way actively. So it's mentioned in the Quran, chapter 61, verse 5, that whenever a person deviates, Allah causes their hearts to be deviated. So it's the person deviating, and
no, again, I have to disagree with you.
The Quran is mentioning that.
No. Can you go up again and read from chapter 10, what we read earlier? No, that's if you want to find a fist, you just put Command F and 10, and it'll take you right there. No, that's not the teaching of the Quran. I disagree with you. It's Allah has caused you to deviate in your heart because you cannot believe if Allah doesn't will it. Here, 10, 99, 100. Again, here it is, 10, 99, 100. Now notice I'm giving you Quran and ayat, and even Quranic ayat and Muhammad's interpretation, and you're giving me what you think it means, but that's not what it means. Here again, 10, 99, 100. And if thy Lord will, all who are in the earth would have believed together, if he wanted everyone to believe. Then it says to Muhammad, would you, Muhammad, right? Would thou compel men until they are believers? So he's telling Muhammad, if Allah wanted everyone to believe, they believe. So why are you trying to compel people? It is not for any soul to believe, save by the permission of Allah. So how can you believe if Allah doesn't will it for you?
Yeah, guidance. I do believe guidance only comes from Allah.
That's not the context here. Let's read it again. There are people whom Muhammad is trying to convince to become believers. And the response is, it's not Allah's will, because if he wanted to, they would all be guided. But no one believes unless Allah permits it. And obviously Allah didn't want them to believe. Why are you misreading the verses? They're right there.
What have I misread? I just told I agree with you.
So you
Earlier.
agree with me that Allah hasn't chosen Avery and I to be Muslims?
He may choose you if he may choose you in the future. I don't know about that.
Okay, so but you agree it's Allah who's already
Like for
decided.
now, yeah, he didn't. Yeah,
Okay, but Allah
it's
decided even
Allah's
before I
will.
existed.
Yeah, Allah has
Okay, so do you
descriptive
believe in
knowledge
predestination?
with this,
Okay, but by
and has
knowledge you mean
predestined.
He knows because He predestined. He knows because He predestined. That's how He knows. So Allah knows that Avery will, let's say, he remains a Christian till he dies. In Jesus' name, may he remain a follower of Christ. Allah knows Avery will remain a Christian, never become Muslim, because He predestined that Avery will remain a Christian and never become a Muslim. That's how He knows. That's what all these ayat and ahadith are saying. Because we're going to have to reread the other hadith. And then I'm going to show you where the Quran says Allah deliberately created people for hell. Allah deliberately created people for hell because He swore He's going to fill hell with people and jinn. So He's created some people for the specific purpose of damning them to hell to fill up hell. Now, before you comment, read the other verse, 76, 29, and 31. Verily, this is an admonition. Whoever wills, let him take a path. See, now, this is what free willers will focus on. See, whoever wills, it's up to you. Choose. Whoever wills, it's up to you. Well, let him take a path to his Lord, but you cannot will unless Allah wills, black and white. You cannot will to follow the straight path if Allah hasn't willed it for you. Verily, Allah is ever all-knowing, all-wise. He will admit to His mercy and will. It's up to Him, not up to you or Him foreseeing what you'll believe. So do you agree? Allah decides whether you will choose and desire to become Muslim.
Can you repeat that question?
Do you agree with what we just read? Allah decides, He decides, and He chooses whether you desire to become a Muslim?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you believe in predestination.
I do believe in predestination because it's six articles of faith.
Good, thank you. Say it again. It's the what?
It's the 6 articles of faith.
The 6th article. Guys, he just came over what I said in the beginning. Remember what I said? There are not 5 articles of faith in Sunni Islam. There are 6. There are 6 articles of faith. Now, let me go through them real quickly, because then go back to that second article where Omar, because I'm going to show you where it says Allah created people for hell specifically. And then I have a part 2 where I show that's not what the God of the Bible did. Here, 6 articles of faith. He admitted. That's why I like this young man. Article number 1 is that you have to believe in Tawheed, that God is absolutely one, Allah, right? Tawheed. Second article of faith, you must believe in angels, or the spiritual realm, which consists of angels and the jinn. Third article of faith, you must believe in prophets and messengers. Fourth article of faith, you must believe in the books that Allah sent with the messengers. Fifth article of faith, you must believe in the last day. But there's a 6th one. Now, you don't hear too many Muslims in 6. You must believe in divine decree, predestination, preordainment, qadir, takdir. So I'm glad you admit that. Now, if he opens up the other article, I want you to see that according to your Quran and the traditions attributed to your prophet, Allah already chose, before He created me and Avery, I'm going to create Sam for hell. I'm going to create Avery for Jannah. And when I create them, I will move Sam in such a way to do evil deeds deserving of hell, and then I'll punish him. But then I'm going to work in Avery's life in such a way to make him believe and do good deeds so I can then reward him. Do you need the link again?
It's the second one, right, that you sent?
Yes.
Yeah,
Second.
I got it.
All right, bring it up and watch. Watch here. Now go wild to the top. Watch. Guys, this is the Quran. And in this article at the bottom, I linked to part 2 where I show the difference with the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible did not create hell for human beings. It's in Matthew 25:41. But anyway, watch chapter 7, verse 178 to 179. Watch this. Whomsoever Allah guides. Here it is, guys. Whomsoever Allah guides. He is the guided one. Whomsoever he sends astray, those, they are the losers. Okay, it doesn't say he will guide you if he sees you want to believe. Because we read chapter 10, 99 to 100, chapter 76, 29 to 31. You cannot choose to believe or desire believe if Allah doesn't choose it for you. So he guides whomever he wants, misleads whomever he wants. They are the losers. And surely we have created many of the jinns and mankind for hell. He's telling you, I have deliberately created many jinn and men so I can damn them in hell. It's not because he foresaw what they would do. And this is why their hearts are the way they are. They have hearts wherewith they understand not. They have eyes wherewith they see not. They have ears wherewith they hear not, because Allah misled them. They're this way because Allah made them this way. They're like cattle, nay, even more astray. Those, they are the heedless ones. How about this one? Chapter 11, verses 118, 119. If thy Lord so willed, he could have made mankind one people. See, he could have made us one, but they will not cease to dispute, except those on whom thy Lord hath bestowed his mercy. See, some he's chosen to show mercy. And for this did he create them. Did you catch that, Avery? He created them to show them mercy, right?
Yep.
But now watch the other group. And the word of thy Lord shall be fulfilled. Allah has sworn, I will fill hell with jinns and men altogether. Why is Allah already swearing to fill hell with jinns and men when he's about to create? What's going on here? And let me read the final verse for you. Then there we have the ahadith. They're there. The article 32:13. If we had so willed, notice, guys, again, it's up to Allah. If we had so willed, if we wanted to, we could certainly have brought every soul to true guidance. Meaning, that's not my desire. But the word from me will come true. Now, notice why, guys. It's right there, black and white. Why doesn't Allah want to guide every soul? Because he swore, but the word for me will come true. I will fill hell with jinns and men altogether. Did you catch it, Avery?
Yep.
You see why Allah will not give every soul its guidance? Because he's already sworn to himself, I got to fill hell with jinn and men, so I got to create jinn and men for hell. So are you okay with this?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you now that I read it. Please, it's clear.
Yeah.
Don't try to do
Yeah,
it.
no problem. I'm not. I'm just asking you if we go with your argument, what you believe about this subject. What's the problem in it? Like, what's the point you were trying to make?
Well, I mean, the point I'm saying is that, number one, that means Allah doesn't truly love and care for every creature. That's number one.
That's true.
Because if he did, well, I mean, the verses say it. If you want to make my point, I'll make it, then you can respond. If he did, he would have given every soul its guidance. But here we're told, no, there's only some that he has chosen to bestow his mercy on, because he wants to create jinn and men for hell. That means he was pleased to create a group of people known to him for hell, to destroy them. Number two, that means at the end of the day, everything that takes place is really decreed by Allah. So my attacking Islam, my hating Muhammad, let's say, my committing adultery, my murdering, it was decreed for me 50,000 years, according to the hadith, before the creations of the heaven and earth. So Allah created me to not believe in Muhammad. Allah created Avery to attack Muhammad. Now, you can say, maybe Allah, because he already determined Avery will be a Muslim, maybe later on Avery will change, because there's a hadith, which we haven't looked at yet, which I'm going to show you. It's in the first article, where it says, a person of hell will keep doing righteous deeds until the decree overtakes him. When the decree overtakes him, he will now start doing the evil deeds so he can go to hell. And then Muhammad says, a person of Jannah, meaning person chosen for paradise, will be doing bad deeds until the decree overtakes him. Then he'll start doing the deeds of Jannah so he can enter Jannah. So I may hate Muhammad now, but Allah may have decreed that before I die, become Muslim. So I'm going to now believe. So that means at the end of the day, everything that happens is programmed by Allah, and we're simply robotons doing what Allah decreed, and we can't choose otherwise. So then why are you Muslims upset at us for simply fulfilling Allah's decree and attacking Islam?
No, I just wanted to know what's your point. Like, okay, you established everything is programmed. You believe that. Now, what's your point?
Well, I just gave
How
you the
does
point.
that make, if we just imagine, um, this religion is tyrannical and this religion is evil, but how does that make it false?
Well, it's first of all, it's a moral issue with us because you believe that Allah has given us a mind to reason, right?
Yeah.
So Allah has given me a mind to reason that this is evil and cruel, and that shows that Allah is worse than Satan. So that's part of the decree as well, right? Because you gave me my reasoning to reason from Allah's nature that he's evil and wicked, even more wicked than shaitan. Allah, right?
Well, I'm not gonna respond to that, but
Okay, I'll say Allah. But then Allah's going to punish me for creating my aql, my intellect, in such a way where I'm going to use my aql reasoning to know this Allah is evil, he's wicked, he's worse than Satan. Because if he was all merciful, how dare he create countless number of jinn and humans for the express purpose of misleading them to commit heinous immoral acts such as murder or pedophilia or even adultery, and then damn him to hell for something he programmed them to do. What kind of God is this? And then I'm going to be punished for thinking this way, though Allah endowed me with the reasoning to conclude that he's wicked.
No, sir. My point was that moral arguments don't refute a religion.
Yes, it does, because who put the aql in me to morally deduce that he's a moral monster?
Well, if you believe something to be true, it's true whether you believe it's evil or good.
Okay, that's fine. So you're admitting Allah's evil and you believe in an evil God. All right.
No, I'm not saying that. I just told you at the beginning, if we go with your argument that you are true, your interpretation, we go with your interpretation.
Forget my interpretation. Did I quote the ahadith? Did I Quran, Sunnah, and I quoted Mohammad, and I quoted Bukhari, and I quoted Sahih Muslim, and I quoted Umar ibn al-Khattab, Abu Hanif? That's the interpretation of the Salaf. Their interpretation. So then do you agree, according to their interpretation, that, okay, yeah, this is Allah and he's evil, and so what? We have to deal with an evil God. Big deal. And, well, the good news is there's an alternate way for me. When I see the God revealed in Jesus, Allah cannot be that God that Jesus preached. Because according to Jesus in my Bible, which you think is corrupt, and by the way, if Allah predestined everything, then he predestined me to believe in a corrupt book and a corrupt message, and it was Allah's will for this corrupt message to spread like wildfire, being the dominant form of Christianity.
Yeah.
So, right? But in Matthew 25:41, Matthew 25:41, we're told, Jesus says to the wicked on his left, it says, "Depart from me, you accursed, into the everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels." So when God created the fire, it was for the punishment of the devil and angels. He didn't have human beings in heart to damn them to hell. That's Matthew 25:41. Matthew 25:41. So right there, I look at the God revealed in Jesus and say, glory to God. This God is beautiful. This God is attractive. This God is a God who wants every creature to be saved, unlike the God of Islam.
Well, I will be leaving soon, but I just want to tell that I came here for listening to arguments that would objectively refute Islam, but I came here and just listened to moral arguments. That's why
Okay, that's
I
fine.
wanted to go to the meat of what you want to
Okay, so do you admit that before
propagate.
you leave? Okay, we went to the meeting. I want you to admit that you're not troubled by the fact that the Quran, authentic Sunnah depicts to us, because you're saying it's a moral argument. Allah is a wicked, evil, capricious tyrant who delights in creating people to torture in hell and delights in then programming them to commit evil acts like murder and adultery, infanticide. This is what your sources teach, and you're okay with it. It doesn't bother you because it's a moral argument, and who cares about moral arguments? But don't you use moral arguments to condemn other views or other positions or other religious
No,
traditions?
I don't even think about moral arguments,
You don't?
honestly.
All right. So you're okay. So if you were to see a prophet who claims to be a prophet, let's put Muhammad aside. A prophet who claims to be a prophet, who murdered men to take their wives, and then sanctioned pedophilia. Would you then make a moral judgment saying this guy can't be a true prophet? You say, well, it doesn't matter. Moral arguments don't prove anything.
Well, that's a hypothetical that
Yeah, well, give me a hypothetical answer.
I cannot deal with that hypothetical because it
Okay, that's
didn't
good.
happen.
Yeah, because you know what would do, because that would be Muhammad, but that's okay. But I'm glad at least you saw what the
But
truth is.
to respond to your point that would you still go with that evil? I would respond to that by saying that God's mercy and what Allah says in the Quran that nobody, even in the state of hellfire, would feel injustice in their name. They would all say
Yeah,
that
because
we have
Allah programmed them.
given justice.
No, but that's because Allah programmed them.
So that's my point that
Oh, so
all the
Allah programmed. Yes.
mercy that's told in the Quran overrides any evil you may perceive to be. So
So
that's my
the people
final
in hell
comment.
who were created to be damned to hell, who were created to commit heinous crimes and immoral acts like adultery, will in hell not complain about being in hell because of Allah's mercy. But who do you think programmed their minds to be deceived into thinking Allah was merciful? Allah. So you're arguing in a circle. So Allah deceives me by programming my mind to think, oh, what a merciful God, I deserve hell. Even though if Allah let the cat out of the bag, oh, by the way, I created you for hell. I created you to commit these acts, these heinous acts, like beheading people, pedophilia, adultery, you name it, paganism, following false religion, because I created you specifically torture in hell, and then I'm going to program to thinking you deserve what you got, even though I created you to do the things that landed you in hell. Okay. Yeah,
Well, I'm
that's
just gonna leave with just saying this sentence.
all right.
So
Okay.
in Surah Yunus, verse 44, it says, "Indeed, Allah does not wrong the people at all, but it is the people who are wronging themselves."
Oh, I see.
So thank you
Okay,
for
good. So Allah
inviting
does
me.
not wrong the people whom He created to commit adultery, to commit pedophilia, to behead people. They are the ones who wrong themselves, even though Allah predestined them to wrong themselves. Then He programs them to thinking it wasn't Him who wronged them. All right. Okay, we're
Thank you for
convinced.
talking to me.
Good job. You ready to take a shahada? Irvin?
No, Allah didn't will that for me.
Yeah.
All right, we have